bacon oil popping in your face. Don't video me. So I don't like frying bacon. I usually cook it in the microwave, but I know that's unorthodox for real quick. Somebody at home saying, why she just didn't put it in the oven? This way I don't have to transport the oil that I want to use to cook my potatoes and my squash in before we start to bring the soup, all the ingredients of the soup together. So we'll just keep moving it around. We will make sure that the bacon gets crispy because we want to use it as garnish and flavoring throughout the soup. I've started to chop up my potatoes. I'm going to leave a little skin on at least a couple potatoes because I want some fiber to be in there, and most of the fiber you'll find in a potato is in the skin. But I don't want the soup to have too much skin in there, it might overtake it. I'm removing some of the bacon, and as to not mess up too many dishes, I'm using the lid to this pot. Yeah, I'll continue to watch my bacon. I've turned it down a lot so it's not frying it so hard, and really just cooking it to a good crisp and leaving some good fat for us to saute or really cook our squash and our potatoes in. Potatoes, I won't get them completely soft because you know they'll soften up in the broth. Waiting for my squash to soften in the oven. I probably should check that because if it's just a little soft, we can go ahead and cut it up and get it into the soup, the actual soup mixture. But there's shallots and potatoes. I like shallots better because they have a better flavor than like regular onion. Here's the bacon that we were sauteing, that we were cooking in the Dutch oven pan pot. I think it came out fairly crispy. I might cook my bacon like that a little more often. It doesn't splatter as much because of the depth of the pot. Check this. Yeah, we got a ways to go on the squash. It doesn't look very soft. But you can always take something and just kind of stick a knife or fork in it to see if it's at the texture that you want. It's not a bad texture, but not quite as soft as I would want to scoop it out. So I'll let it cook for the rest of the time. I have about 16 more minutes left on that. I didn't put any oil on them, which I would do typically if I was going to eat the squash like that, but because we know we're putting it into some bacon grease, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and rest my pot a little bit, not overcook my potatoes. Mix them up a little bit so they don't get stuck to the scorch of the pot. Really just adding the bacon as a garnish. We've blended the squash and the potatoes together. Added some cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and half and half, not heavy cream. You don't need to do like a roux or a thickening because when you blend the squash and the potatoes together, it gives you your texture, the creamy texture you need for the soup. And it's been taste tested and approved. To finish off the garnish, we're going to add a little chive. And that is your loaded potato squash soup.